Welcome. In this lesson, I'm going to explain and perform a vulnerability assessment using OpenVAS. In this lab activity, you will perform a vulnerability assessment using the OpenVAS. Is a tool that is used alongside with Nessus for a vulnerability assessment. Let's get started. Now we are about to launch the OpenVAS, and then we will perform vulnerability scanning. Let's get started now. So I will enlarge my screen for you to see everything. Let me zoom in a little bit so that you can see every command that I'll put in here. So to do this, right-click and then go to zoom in. Then it will increase the size. First, we want to start the OpenVAS, and this is the command that we used. In the terminal, to start the OpenVAS, we type the following command: sudo gv-starts, and then press enter. When you are being prompted, you enter a password for Kali, and as you know, if you enter a password for Kali, it will not be visible. So you need to enter your password, which is inside your Kali machine. In this demo, I will type my password, which is hidden, and after I finish, I'll press enter, and it will start. So as you can see, the opening verse is getting started. So you wait for a little bit for it to begin and get started. It will take you straight to the browser, which is Firefox, and then it will open the Greenbone software, which is the same as the OpenVAS. So it's using a local IP address because I'm using the local machine. That's why you see the IP address to be 127.00.1, and then the port number that it is operating on is 9392. Here, when you open the Greenbone, the password, and then the username as it is given to you is admin, and then you enter the password also as password. If you don't have it, you can register for it to log in as your credential.
Good.
So now that it's logged in, you can now begin. Now, ensure that you've completed the previous task that we did over there, and the terminal window is open for you. And then you double-click the Firefox icon, this one. Don't click the Firefox icon here. On the desktop, you enter in the address bar this. So when you enter in the address bar this, after open the browse up to the Firefox, and then you enter this command and press login and press enter. It'll take you to this. Then when you get here, if you use HTTP instead of HTTPS, you'll get an error. So be careful to understand. So if you look at my command here, I use the HTTPS list, so that make sure not give me an error. So make sure use https://127.0.0.1, then colon 9392, and then you enter login credentials as you see. So the Greenbone Security Assistant website will now be loaded. So what you're going to do is, now the Greenbox you're using as in dashboard is displayed. So what you do is, after you log in, it will display the dashboard for you here. And I've got the dashboard. This is the dashboard. So we have the dashboard, we have the scans, we have the assets, resilience, searching for, configuration, administration, and then help. So let's get started and continue now. Now, to begin our vulnerability assessment scan, on the Greenbone dashboard, we'll go to Configuration here. So when you go to Configuration, click on Target, which is the first one here. When you click on the target, we have to add new target. Now, how do we get a new target? You go to where the star is, this one, at the left here after the question mark here. Then you click New Target. Now you see a place where the writing is, name. So clean everything over there. And then you enter the name of the target. If your machine has a name, the name that you're going to use to scan or to do the vulnerability assessment, you put the name over there. So here I'll use, let's say I'm doing Windows 7. So I'll put in Windows 7. Then the next one is you have to come to where the host is. So when you come to the host, what is the host name? So on the host name here, you enter the IP address of the Windows that you are going to scan. Manual. So you go to the manual side at the host and then you enter the IP address of the Windows. Before you do this, you must know the IP address of the device that you are going to do the assessment. So here, my Windows IP address is what I'm going to enter here. And if you don't know how to find your IP address, you just go to the Windows Mason. You click the Start button. You hit CM, you enter the command prompt, and then you enter the command prompt. Window opened. Then you type ipconfig, and you will see your IP address for Windows, which I've already demonstrated. Now that you've entered the manual, what you are going to do now is to save your edits. So you open, you'll read it up a little bit, and you see the save here. So you're saving this. Now, after you finish saving, now you move on to the next step. Let's move on to the next step. But before we move on to the next step, I want to show you something. You see, when I added a target, I have two targets, meaning I've already done one of the scans. As you can see, the IP address, I've already done one before. I'm going to do the second one. So you see how many targets that you added. You see all of them here. Now, after this target has been added, you go to Scans, which is here. Then you go to Task. Click on Task. And here, you continue the next command that I'm going to show you now. So when you get to the task page, as we did for where the configuration and then the target, here you also go to where the star is. And then you click New Task. Let you open another page for you. Erase it up as you did for the first configuration target. And then here you enter this information. So on the name, you also type over there. It's the same Windows 7 that I'm doing. So Windows 7. And then, after this, you come to Scan Target. So when you come to the Scan Target here, you enter the same thing, Windows 7. That's what we have to change. And then you leave every settings here as default. Don't change anything. So you are using the scanner OpenVAS by default. So if you click here, you see the CVE, but we are using the opening verse, so we are not using the CDE. And the scan configuration is full and then fast. We want to do the full configuration and then the fast. We have other ones that you can also change. Oh, we're doing the full and fast scan. So here you click Save. And then to save your work. Now that you have added something new, you see here it says new. At the bottom here, you see something here says new. We've already done one, so it says done. All right. Yeah, so now that you've added a new target, you go to Start here at the right button here, and you go to Start. And then, as soon as you click on Start, the settings will begin. Let's see what will come out of it. So I click on Start, and as soon as you click on Start, the first thing you see is Requested, which will be in the form of yellow color. So Requested. Then, as it goes to Requested, then it will begin to change the active services. So let's see what happens next. So now you see it has started the scanning. So here it begins with 0. So it's running behind. It will run up to 100%, and then our vulnerability assessments scan is done. Then from there we can view the assessment. You see it has started from 8%. So let's see what happens. So now our scan is done. So as you can see, we have the scan done here at the bottom on the second one here. So what you do is you click on the number that you already have after or close to the done section. So you click on the one, it will show you all the scans. So we have the high, the medium, the low, the lock, the force positive, and other stars. So this will show you the assessment of all the scans that you have completed. So as you can see, the OpenVAS has completed the report. So here, if you want to read all the reports, what you need to do is you just click on the day and then the time that you have here. Remember, the colors will show you the severity rating. So 0 is very high is 0, medium is 0, and then the lock is only dread, meaning that the device is in a good shape. But if you want to know more, click on the date below the date, the highlight color over there, and then you see every information that you have. So this is the result. Click on the results and you see everything. If there is any vulnerability or there is anything that you need to patch, you see it here. If you click on host, you see there is nothing. Port, there is nothing to show the port number where the vulnerability is. The applications, it will show you the operating system which is vulnerable, and then the CVE score. The common vulnerability exposures, you see all of them here, and then the closed vulnerabilities, that TLS certificate, the error messages, and then the user tags. So everything will be shown up here for you to understand. So when you click on the results and there is anything over there, a report will be shown to you from this side. So there are only 3 results and they are all what's locks. So there is anything or anything bad, which you can click on this and then you see how those vulnerability looks like. So the severity would tell you how severe it is based on the rating. And then the host would give you the IP address of where the security lies on that device. And then the location, you'll find the location and then the date that was created. So this is how to use the OpenVAS 2 for vulnerability assessment. If you want to less time and get more hands-on practicals and learn much about this, contact me at saymagic1.com, saymagic1.com. And you can also join my WhatsApp group. You can also join my website page. And then you dive deep for more lessons on such hands-on practicals. I'm always available and I'm always at your service. Thank you. If you find this lesson Very, very important and favorable. Join me on my YouTube channel, cyber_deep_dive, on my YouTube channel, and let's all dive deep together, where data would never sleep. Thank you for your time.